Hi everybody. Um, my name is Nina and I'm going to talk about something different today. I'm usually making a painting video or an update video about my art, and today I'm going to make a video about my experience with PTSD and being on the dissociative spectrum. I was also diagnosed with depersonalization and derealization a few years back, and luckily I'm no longer having symptoms of the DP and DR stuff. But I am still experiencing symptoms of PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Most people are aware of that. I was not in the military. My trauma is from childhood, and also I have a number of traumas I experienced as an adult. But yeah, I've seen so many videos made by other people who have who are on the dissociative spectrum, and their videos were super helpful to me. They made me feel like I wasn't alone, and their videos are really working to destigmatize mental health issues with a specific focus on dissociation, and I would like to be a part of that. I'd like to be a part of the solution, and I haven't really talked to very many people about. I really just found out recently that I dissociate. I lived 40 whole years without realizing that I was dissociating for periods of time. Some people know that you can dissociate when you watch TV. You dissociate when you're driving a car. Like, you can drive a car for X number of miles and like you don't have a memory. You're literally like on autopilot. That's a normal response. And but I'm talking about my boyfriend bought me a pair of alpaca socks over a year ago, and I found them recently and I was like, what are these? I love these. And he was like, what do you mean? I bought them for you like a long time ago. And I was like, I don't remember receiving these at all. That was disturbing. That was just like a week ago that this happened. So, yeah, I'm just now after doing EMDR therapy. I was diagnosed with PTSD and told to do EMDR therapy like multiple years ago, but I didn't have the resources to do it, and I do now. So I'm doing it now. EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's heavy duty trauma therapy. I'm going into memories about traumas that happened, and I have to talk about them. And I get these buzzers in my hand that they buzz, and the counselor asks me a series of questions, and I reprocess those memories. So it's not fun, but it's necessary for healing. I guess I'm gonna go with telling the story of Tron. So this is Tron, and he is the best, and he's a star. He's featured on my social media. I do photo shoots with Tron in different locations, and I post them on social media, and people really enjoy it. My mom just made him a sweater, so now he's got a sweater with a T. How did Tron come to be? So let it be known that first of all, this is most important probably. I don't drink and I don't do drugs, so whatever I'm experiencing is not as a result of putting anything in my body that's, it's whatever's happening is organic. So here I am. I was living in a city for 18 years. It's not the city I grew up in, and I had like a whole life there, obviously, and I was selling cars, and I was at that time I was at a Lincoln dealership, and so like my job, my relationship, and my place to live all ended pretty much within a week of each other. And I was overwhelmed with those are major life happenings. So I was like really overwhelmed, and I was at a Walgreens picking something up, and I don't remember where I was getting there. And I was walking down the middle aisle, and it was like right after Valentine's Day. It was February, and I saw that like on the shelf there were all these alpacas, and I don't know why, because I was never a stuffed animal person ever. Like I had a teddy bear when I was a little kid, but I have never had a stuffed animal since then. And I don't know why. So I walked over and I like investigated, and I found all these stuffed alpacas that looked exactly like Tron, but one was pink and one was blue and one was, I think, green. And then I saw Tron in his yellow, and I picked him up, and I was just kind of looking at him, and this voice that was not my own popped into my head and said, "You better get him, you're going to need him." I was like, that's weird, and okay, because what's the harm in buying a stuffed animal? So I buy Tron, and I don't know that he's Tron at that time. It's just this stuffed animal that I don't really understand why I have it. Like I said, I was in a really, masculine profession, and I had no, there was no, like, I had no connection. So I had no connection to my inner child. Like, I thought that was nonsense. People talking about their inner child. Like, I was really a dinosaur about it. This was multiple years ago that I was like, that's nonsense. But I found out the hard way that if you don't pay attention to your inner child, it will make your life a nightmare. And that's pretty much what happened to me. So I'm, not realizing that I'm kind of like, acknowledging my inner child when I buy Tron. And so he's like, I'm trying to find a place to live, and my therapist had recommended that I move to like a really small town. There's only 550 people where I live now. And so Tron is like riding around in my car with me. He's like in the front seat, and I'm kind of keeping him like, not like I didn't pack him or whatever, And I'm still confused as to why I even have this stuffed animal, but I'm just kind of going with it. And so like I was staying with a friend before I moved into where I live now, and he was like, "What's the deal with the stuffed animal or the stuffed alpaca?" And I was like, "Oh, he's Tron." No idea why Tron. There's a movie Tron, and I just watched it recently because people were asking me if Tron was associated with the movie or if I got the name from there, and I didn't. And so I don't know why I named him Tron, but it just felt like that was what his name was. And I have like a really like heavy feeling right now. I don't know what's going on. It's another joy of PTSD, is like random anxiety and overthinking. So this video is not easy for me to make, but I'm going to just do it anyway. So I didn't have like an emotional connection to Tron in the beginning. Like I would just sort of like, I would make videos when I was painting. I became an artist, which is another story I'll tell in a different video. That was like a random thing that happened. Like all the jewelry that I'm wearing, I made it. I took paintings that I wasn't happy with and made them into jewelry, like my ring and my earrings too. So I wasn't really emotionally attached to Tron at first, but like slowly over time, over like a year, he became like an outlet for my inner child, and I gave him a voice, and you know, got you know, my mom, I got him a sweater. I asked my mom to make him a sweater, and first I put this little bow on him, so he had a bow, or he still does have a bow, but it's hidden. And that's like his signature outfit, is his little bow. But yeah, I found that I was really attached to this stuffed animal after a period of time, which is like I said, it's way out of my range of experience to have something like this happen. Also, you know, like, so, okay, well, as I'm making this video, I can see myself, and what I see in the video is not what I see in my mind. I tried to look up a definition for this. I thought it was body dysmorphia or dysphoria, but it's not. I'm not seeing a flaw. I just don't, you know, like my face looks a lot older in reality than it does in my mind. And I gained a lot of weight during COVID. So that just looks weird to me. Like my face looks kind of weird to me, and so does my hair, because I cut my hair. It was a lot longer. But that's apparently something that can happen when you have PTSD, is like not recognizing yourself. It's definitely been more severe in the past than it is right now. But yeah, so another thing that will, but the point is that now I'm like super attached to this stuffed animal, and it's good for me to like acknowledge my inner child by having that attachment. Also, something else that happens that like is a symptom that I experience is like I'll have different food cravings. Like at one point I was like, I wanted to eat bananas all the time. I wasn't really like, it just kind of like came out of nowhere.